I got the power I share. Hell, all I do my red. Flow change like oh yeah. Tell my fans more to bread. Traffic and African rituals. I know it's far from typical. I know they calling it mythical. I just be calling it mystical. Whoa, black magic with white fabric, they petrified. I see through the ancestors' eyes. You can't see it cause you Westernized. My chain hang for Ogun. That bling's lit, I'm in tune. That high giant is in the air, boy. That smoke fills up that room. I'm consumed. I laugh at y'all. Grant my people with good health. Don't talk about it, but I live it, boy. You grant my folks with plenty wealth. I walk the path of that shoe. Then they reciting no jewel. 2 mouths up and 2 mouths down. Got balance made in my fuel. Oh yeah, bring your wind to change. Power down, I share. Arun Miller, give me purpose. Power down, I share. Throw my obies to my head. Power down, I share. Read my Odu, eat by daily. Power down, I share. Egun got me. Ori got me. Olarun got me. Soru got me. Ebo got me. Ajuban got me. Baba Wa got me. Iyawa got me. I go Obi, I go Obi, I go Obi, yo. I go Obi, I go Obi, I go Obi, yo. I go Obi, I go Obi, I go Obi, yo. Ele Mokio, Ele Mokio, Ele Mokio, Aki, I am the sun in the moon. Still, I feel like a June. Ori prayer in the morning. Hands up all around. 4 pots for a goon goon. See my grits in the room. Throw the shells to the plate. Menchi and Della goon goon. 5 chains on my neck. The Ile gates, they reflect. Y'all speak, oh yeah, cool. Translation as death. Sprinkle a little IJ. All that room for an EE Ray. Akina Moran, I'm blowing my hand. I'm pitching the sand. Whoa! Read the Obi, stand with my Ile Ikoki. Warrior type, I'm like a trophy. Shango power, come approach me. That's thunder. For the spirits I conjure. Wake 'em up from that slumber. Right? You just call my number. Oh yeah, bring your wind to change. Power down, I share. Arun Miller, give me purpose. Power down, I share. Throw my obies to my head. Power down, I share. Read my Odu, eat by daily. Power down, I share. Egun got me. Ori got me. Olarun got me. Soru got me. Ebo got me. Ajuban got me. Baba Wa got me. Iyawa got me. I go Obi, I go Obi, I go Obi, yo. I go Obi, I go Obi, I go Obi, yo. I go Obi, I go Obi, I go Obi, yo. Ele Mokio, Ele Mokio, Ele Mokio, Aki, yeah.
You on mute, so don't nobody hear nothing you saying.
Oh man, I had the perfect intro. I was glad lose. I said we well, we cheaper with the cheap tonight, man. We got some powerful speakers out. My apologies, y'all. I was on mute because you know what I'm saying. I be vibed out with that Richard Raw. Big shout out to Richard Raw. But I was saying we cheaper with the Chiefs tonight with no other than Chief Pontiac himself and a couple of the clan mothers from around the land, north, south, east, west. We got Rod Hayes from the Midwest end. Big shout out to Rod, and he's tapping in with the Matriarchs tonight. He has a strong message to the Matriarchs, the ones that are out here doing it north, south, east, west. So we got Goddess Mayat, we got a couple goddesses, and we're gonna bring them all to the floor. But yeah, with no further ado, let me get out the Chief way, man. I ain't got too much to say tonight. It's your flow and the goddess flow. Let's go.
Hey, look, it's up to the sisters up there. How y'all want me to start?
What's
Y'all
the
want to
message?
start with me
What's the
answering
message?
questions? Hey, profanity, cool, right? Because I'm about to hit a high note.
Oh, this is hey, look, we pay the bills over
I
here.
think you should ask us questions.
No, I gotta start with this.
Okay.
Ladies that's watching this, all them sisters watching this. Fuck these bitch ass niggas. out the gates. They out. All you can do now. The smartest thing for the sisters to do is focus on the sisterhood, healing of the sisterhood, and remembering that it was conjure that they used to break up the women in the sisterhood, and it was rotten ass niggas that they used as the boots on the ground to effectuate the curse.
See.
When y'all reclaiming y'all power, they losing power. You think they don't feel that stuff? They feel it in their bones. And some of them that think they support the matriarchy don't even realize when the last throwholds of that patriarchal energy reach out and touch their ass and they lash out at these women, they showing where the source of this darkness that overshadowed us for the last 6,000 years come from. The oldest contract on Earth ascribed the gender of the planet. Earth is a feminine planet. Because Earth is a feminine planet, it produced the daughters of the Earth to keep up with the Earth's care. Y'all the antibodies. When foreigners was coming to the planet, the women decided that, hey, we ought to make some men. Because these animals that's coming are muscularly more dense than us. And if they assault us in the 3D, we won't have the physical strength, though we will have the ferocity. Now, when y'all reclaiming y'all power, y'all go back to the sisterhood and y'all loving on the sisters. Y'all can't let these rogue, half a fag ass sideline niggas get y'all off y'all path. They don't mean nothing to your progress. They begging for your attention so you can take your eye off the prize of the matriarchal order being restored. So I repeat before I yield the same thing I started with. Fuck them bitch ass niggas, let them rot where they stand. It's soldiers out here, but you have to have an effective strategy. We strategizing. I'm telling you the cheat code, what they doing. They even got some sisters involved in trying to distract y'all from focusing on the healing group. Wait till that mitochondrial resurrected energy hit their ass and they see what they did wrong. They can't stop crying for 6 months. Because they took sides with the enemy. If the men don't understand how we supposed to support the women, we still boys masquerading as men. So that's why I tell y'all, everybody that look like a man, not a man. Half of them is fully grown boys. They're adult males. To be a man, you got to have something to live by, something to stand on, and something to fight for. And if you don't have those three things in alignment with your character, your spiritual development, and your intellectual pursuit, you in your own damn way. How y'all sisters doing?
Real quick, let me go around the room real quick and introduce everybody. I don't want to be rude. First off, right
Roll call.
beside me, we have High Priestess Mayat. Please, High Priestess Mayat, introduce yourself and tell them where you're from.
Yes, greetings. It's definitely an honor to be here. I am from Melanated Immortals, making evolutionary
Sis, you on
changes.
mute.
I can hear it.
No, I'm not.
She's not on mute. Go ahead. Go ahead, Goddess Mayat.
Okay. Yes. So I'm from Melanated Immortals, making evolutionary changes. And our organization, our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population, establishing an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. And so we've been doing that for a minute here, and I'm just glad to be here, and it's an honor to be here again. And I pass the mic. I yield.
I say, we're gonna be right back to you guys. Next up, we got one of the Council of Khalifa goddesses herself, Goddess Atari. How you doing, Goddess Atari?
Peace and blessings, y'all. I am blessed out here representing California. Um, right now, we are working on the 2030 Land Restoration Program. It's the Universal Blueprint for California. And we are basically working on reclaiming the agriculture for San Joaquin County, since we produce 60% of the GDP, gross domestic product, for the entire population of the world. So this will be something that will be taken back over come 2030.
I say. And Rod, do me a favor. Goddess Moot, take my Cash App down for a second, please. And just keep Melanated Immortals and Rod Hayes' Cash App up. I'm good. We're gonna support the we're gonna support the, somebody else tonight. But I want to support Rod and the goddesses tonight. So if you don't mind, take my Cash App down, put Rod up. Rod, can you put your Cash App in the chat for me? Next up, we got a beautiful goddesses back. I hope the Wi-Fi good, because we've been trying to get you on for a while, along with the goddess from Canada. We got our own little matriarch team in the works, you know what I'm saying? But y'all don't always be on camera. Y'all doing y'all real work. And people, when they don't see it, they think it's not being done. So can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, goddess?
Greetings to the family, greetings to the tribe. My name is Kelly Love. I'm shouting out from Califia, from California. Yay, yay. Um, and I'm a mother, I'm a singer, songwriter, I'm a anti-destroyer, anti-colonialist. I've been counting coup on these motherfuckers since I was born, and it's an honor to be with y'all. I appreciate being here, and I really appreciate all of the work that y'all have done. I have tuned in to all of you, some of you for years. Big Chief, I see you, what's up? And I'm honored to be here. I have music out right now that you can find on all the platforms under Kelly Love, Kelly with an I. I'm also known as Khaleesi because they call me the mother of dragons. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yes, ma'am, we hear you good. Go ahead. You go. I was over here working on the technology. My apologies. Keep going. I mean, did you already introduce yourself?
It muted again. I'm gonna step out and come back in.
Okay, can anybody else hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes,
Okay,
we hear you.
Calm down.
We hear you.
Calm down. Main thing is don't panic.
No problem. I tell you. Yo, Rod, I know a while back we had a conversation and you told me something amazing. You said to tell the sisters. I was on live and you text me when you said, yo, tell the sisters the way they broke up the matriarch is they did a ritual where they took a mirror in the middle of the four-way and broke it. Can you elaborate that a little bit, please?
So that's one of the conjures I had to find the air to close out. It was a jealousy spell that was done by one of the mothers of the European Moors. And she wrote the curse on a mirror because the sisters was all reflections of each other. And she went to the crossroad, said the enchantment, and she shattered the mirror at the crossroad to break up the sisterhood. The spell has been closed, but you still have what's called residual effect, right? The residual effect is anytime the sisters try to come together, one of them will get hit with a fit of jealousy and lash out at the other sisters. As soon as y'all see it, once y'all know what it is, y'all can track the spell. Every time sisters congregate, especially when y'all mothers and y'all dealing with a community issue about children, and she come in talking about which one of y'all trying to sleep with my man. We talking about babies. We ain't thinking about no grown ass knucklehead niggas. We talking about what we gonna do for these babies. We got 7 generations to prepare for. That's not the energy we own, sis. We can't prepare for 7 generations of babies worrying about what a grown ass man gonna do. If he about his mama's business, he gonna be on his square, holding his post, no matter where he at. so we can focus on these babies. Because the men is supposed to protect the women in all of the interests of the women while they tending to the children. We lost that.
See.
It
I
was
say.
stolen from us by breaking up the sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
Before the spell, there was no such thing as a woman with an unkempt house. It didn't exist. Because the sisterhood was going to come through and they going to have a collection that's in their nesting phase that's going to OCD that motherfucker every time. Because
Mm-hmm.
they can feel the energy of their sister when she's being drawn down on that negative frequency that allows her to lose her mother senses. So they flock around her by instinct. This is the nature of the woman. By
I say.
instinct, they flock around her to heal her. They needed a conjure spell to stop it. They needed to isolate
I
every
say.
woman on her own. And then that put her at the mercy of her counterbalance. Ain't nobody supposed to be up each other ass all day, every day. That's retarded. What you gonna get done? What you gonna get done? I can't. I'm a grown ass man. I can't lay up on the phone, caked up on the phone from 8 o'clock until 2 in the morning, breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
say.
that's teenage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's Hey Young World. That's not grown ass
Yeah.
man stuff. And grown ass women know that he got to go fix the engine. He don't got time to be in here washing the dishes. Not
Mm-hmm.
because he too good to wash the dishes, but the engine need to get fixed. Somebody got to do it,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? So they take the balance out of the women, keep each other healed, focused on motherhood. And
Mm-hmm.
then the men, they just naturally know, oh man, you bring that around my lady house, you ain't walking away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't that's when we in our energy. When we know when the women locked in on that mother and protecting the next generations to come, all of the tribes of the earth naturally gravitate as the kinetic shield to protect that recovery process. It's
Mm-hmm.
the nature of the human on the planet because it's in the first contract. If we not gonna protect the rise of the matriarch, they don't need us.
Mm.
They was doing fine having all girls by themselves through parthenogenesis without having to create no males, and they can go back to it if we don't want to do our part.
I say.
Well, I ain't trying to go nowhere because I don't want to be wherever they sending to me, and I don't want to go there. I want to go where they
Mm.
sending the women at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Look,
So
I knew I was straight when I was 3 years old.
Mario.
so you know what? I want to say something about that. What you were talking about the women, we still do have remnants of that alignment. We call that I have this in my book. I call it the melanated mother code. And it comes out right when like if you go to college or you have sisters and you're in a dorm with a bunch of women, our menstrual cycles align automatically. Automatically, we start going into alignment, right? So that's a remnant of that code that automatically connects us. Why is it like that, right? Because, just if you have a regular cycle, right, it's 28 days, right? And you can count it back, but then you can count it by clockwork. But then now, when you get into a group of other women, all of a sudden, everybody's cycle starts lining up. And, if you look in nature, I talk about this a lot. In nature, the women, the females of a species, one, they don't fight each other and they don't fight the males, right? If it's mating
Unless the
season,
male
the
do
men
something
out there,
wrong.
and yeah, unless the male attacks the babies, right? And except for certain spiders and stuff, they will eat the male after mating. But besides that, in general, in general, The men are the ones fighting to mate. The women never fight to mate. And that is, and it's interesting because when you started with that, because that is, that jealousy thing. I wonder why is it, that the women, before we come into our awakening, and even sometimes after, there is this jealousy thing that happens. And the women start fighting. The two women can't be in the same place at the same time, especially when a male is involved. And it's not always just in a relationship. It could be the mother and the daughter. It could be, you can't get along. I don't know how many people can't get along with their mother-in-law, right? Can't get along with the sister or a good friend of the male, because that energy, now it's interesting. When you take the male out, those same people that can't get along, they get along just fine. They like each other. They can hang out. They can just, because that mother code then starts to kick in. And until the male, and I think, again, I say a lot of this stuff is mental. It's part of that program. And we need to question all of how we think about things. We need to question how we think about, like you were saying in the beginning, how we think about these relationships. And then once you get a couple of years on you, right? You don't be wanting that man in the house all day, every day anyway. Looking at you, trying to talk to you, trying to touch you every 5 minutes, right? Go on outside and fix something. Matter of fact, get another house and go fix that house. So, our nature changes. So I definitely agree with that.
Yes, ma'am.
You just went over visually seeing with your eyes the mother code and also the conjure spell rearing its head and how it was targeted.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that did the spell was patriarchal women. That means that their first allegiance was to the male.
Mhm.
So they used that as the center of focus to establish the baseline for the conjure spell of jealousy to break up the sisterhood. You got to remember the intention of the spell in order to use it as a psychic self defense mechanism. When you see it, the women have to create a universal standard by when they recognize that energy, they can call it out without offending the sister that is rising up in, because that's what it need. It need that attack in order to fight back. But when you readjust her focus back to the woman in the nature of the feminine, that energy becomes void. It fades up off of her. It's like you pulled her out of a fire and didn't even know it. She didn't know she was in it, and you didn't know you was pulling her out. But because you leaned on your feminine, you led with the love energy, and you reminded of her own power, she was able to overcome the effects of the spell. Y'all, as y'all begin to heal the sisterhood, it's gonna start isolating to fewer and fewer women until it get to one woman. And when they release her, she gonna have a whole Holy Ghost outburst. The Holy Ghost is not what they told us in the church. The Holy Ghost is when the women begin to move their energy, spiritual energy, to a higher degree. It opens up the energy exchange of the mitochondria to feed the cell. If you haven't done the self work and you suffer from generational curses or people doing stuff in the family and you got to heal from it, it comes out as a epileptic appearing fit. We call it shout. Now the other side of that coin is if you've been healed, it make you shout in a dance. It don't throw you on the ground. It make you run up and down the aisle, jump up on the pulpit, stomping your feet because you done already released the negative karma, the negative energy and the generational curses. So when that mitochondrial run that energy through, even the men can feel it. He can't maintain it. He can't sustain it without the aid of a group of women showing him emotional support. So he'll return back to it. But the lady that go to church on Sunday, she be hiding to Thursday. That's why she get a refill on Wednesday. The preacher knew what he was doing to harness the energy of the church mothers. They just didn't know what he was doing.
I thought, yo, G,
Go
real
ahead.
quick. I wrote this down because I wanted to take notes because I know I'm gonna be taking notes all night tonight. But I was just writing down. They got us with the Bible. The Bible is a conjure book, and the conjure book it literally tells you, "I came to turn mother against daughter, father against son." We don't understand all the spells that's in the Bible. Some of them are booby traps to keep you out of it because there's some spells that you can use, especially in Psalms. But there's also some booby traps in there that'll set you up too. And it's because we were pledged to them Bibles and all those different, like you said. It's way bigger than what we know. There's spells set out against us that we have to counter. Go ahead, God.
So what you talking about is in the Bible, it's a Masonic order design. The chapters and the verses replicate stages and degree. The number code is so that they can talk to each other in numbers, and based on the numbers given in the subject matter of the conversation, they can go to the Bible verse later on to see what their brother told them in code. So when you see stuff like they explaining to you the parameters of a conjure when they say turning mother against daughter, father against son. But remember at the end of Malachi, it say the one come with healing in his wings to restore the love of the children back to the hearts of the father. Right? That means that somebody got to figure out how to reverse that conjure. Right? Once you understand that it needs secrecy to survive, it can't survive being exposed. The more of y'all understand how it works, it loses power and effect. Because I studied high magic, because I'm a sorcerer, I know how it works. So I came to give all of the secrets to the public so the women can break free from the spell. Because I want heaven to come back to earth. And only the women can call it down.
I see. Atari, break that down. Hey, bring heaven back to earth. They talking about seven heavens and seven hells. And then they try to trick us out of our spot. They don't realize everybody come to earth to experience a pleasure, to experience all these different things. Break that down on this parallel, right? What God just said. How can you tap onto that?
All right, so I'm gonna break it down through like quantum physics, right? So I, as the wounded healer, as the Neteru, as the one who chose to came back to basically reestablish humanity, correct? All right, so I had to basically become the ancestor guide. I had to become the spirit guide. I had to become the quantum healer for my family. I know who is us and I know who ain't gonna make it. Okay? I don't focus on that side of the family. I already know where they're going. Okay? So then I have to focus on the family. I mean on the kids, right? Because the kids' parents they fucked up in the mind. Okay? They still out here drinking, partying, and bullshit, right? So I gotta focus on the kids. Listen, this is what I do, y'all. Some real shit. I be sneaking crystals to them. I'm talking about I got little cousins, they 6, 7. Auntie got a crystal for you, baby. Okay? You gotta be real slick with it because nobody else knows what the fuck is going on. Everybody else is lost. The kids gotta come. We gotta take care of the kids. Right? So you got listen, y'all, child, listen. I'm gonna tell you on some real shit because I be telling people on the low, the Bible literally came from the pyramid text inside of the Una's pyramid. Guess what this is? I said, I'm gonna show you the real Bible, okay? This is the shamanic motherfucking funeral rites. Okay, this is what the Bible is based off of. When I went to Egypt, that's, oh my goodness. Them funerary rites got activated. That's how I became a soul retriever, right? That's why I be sending motherfuckers to the underworld. You got to get on a level to where you can distinguish the low vibrational demonic motherfuckers that's running around here. And you got to, everybody's supposed to be in their angelic realm energy, right? You supposed to know when you outside, you supposed to be the Anunnaki. We the motherfucking cosmic police. So we supposed to be outside peeping game like, all right, this one gotta go. This one, all right, this one we gonna save. Like, this is literally our job. You're supposed to be a fly on the wall outside because we literally carry the energy of the Neteru. This is what we do. This is what we've always done. You have to become and you have to use the quantum world. You gotta run numbers. You gotta run codes everywhere you fucking go because you're continuously transmuting the energy in the present from the past pain to your future timeline.
I say. God is.
Did
Please
you
remind me. Go
excuse
ahead,
me,
Chief.
Yellowstone?
Go ahead.
Did you hear what you said at the time? You said we have to stay in our angelic realm energy. Think about that for a minute. If you had to come out of your angelic realm energy to address some sorry ass niggas bullshit, that's the distraction to your progress. People gonna talk, but all eyes gonna see.
I say.
Let them talk. Let them use their own mouth to condemn their own soul. So that way you don't even have to worry about redeeming their ass. They didn't condemn themselves, so you don't have to do it for them. You focus on the sisters in the healing and laugh at their ass the way that they laughed at you when they thought they had the upper hand. Because you know the saying go that laugh now, cry later. We was the ones crying then when they was laughing. Now it's your turn to laugh at them while they crying, boo-hooing, throwing tantrums like a 2-year-old in the 50-year-old man suit. Ban them BANs.
I
Don't
say.
give them no attention because that's all they trying to get you to focus your goddess and energy on they sorry ass. Don't give it to them. Stay in
I
your
say.
angelic realm energy. Go ahead, Kelly. Show us what you're about.
Thank you, Big Chief. Yeah, you know, what I hear is we are all speaking to the inversion that exists on this in this realm. And from many of the sacred texts, whether we're talking about the pre-Abrahamic Bible, what you're talking about, whether we're talking about the Vedas, you know, there are ancient sacred texts from all over this realm that speak about our origins. And we know that that was all divide and conquered, inverted to take us out of our divine feminine angelic energy. This planet, this Mother Earth, Unchimaka, Pachamama, Gaia, all the names that we know her by, she is a feminine planet who has had that restricted will consciousness imposed and raped upon her the same way our people have, our women have. And so the task at hand right now is exactly what the elders, the chiefs, and the big brothers and big sisters are telling us, which is we have to go within and heal ourselves so that we can stay in the angelic, the higher realms. Temawanchan or earth, depending on which sacred lineage you're learning from, it is a lower middle realm. So there are higher realms, heavenly realms, and there are lower realms. And this, like Big Chief always says, you know, this is a university, a school of life. And so we are each incarnating. We are sent here, we are chosen, or we are choosing to incarnate. And then we are earning our stripes after being completely disassembled, dismembered in our consciousness, inside of a restricted will prison planet, inside of an inverse culture that is completely counterintuitive to everything that a mother knows, everything that a mother needs. to feed the children of the next 7 generations. And why? Well, we know why, because they're harvesting us. The destroyers are harvesting the energy of the people in order to exist here, just similar to cancer or similar to a parasite. So for us to restore the matrilineal and matriarchal codes of all of the tribes of earth, we have to go within and we have to heal our own wombs. We have to heal our bodies. We have to heal our sisterhood, because as you know, XX came first. The mitochondria came first. The mitochondria has the birthright of this realm. And so what's happening is the culture is getting the culture forced upon us by the destroyers is getting us to focus outside of ourselves, to fix the broken man, to fix the relationship. No. It's, we need to go within and heal ourselves. And as we rise, our mitochondria vibrates in this mycelium network of everything and all creation, the trees, the animals, the mothers, the grandmothers, we all start buzzing. It pushes Temawanchan, or Earth, Gaia, it pushes us into a higher bandwidth where there are a completely different set of outcomes. You know, we see people projecting different timelines because those are all potentialities in the quantum realm, depending on where we're vibrating. But in all of the sacred earthborn starseed lineages that I have had the pleasure to be an initiate of and a student of, it all comes down to one thing, and that is that we must find our center point at being fearless and selfless love only. It doesn't matter what name you call God, creator, it doesn't. Some people say it does, but I'll tell you why it doesn't. I'm a mother of 4 babies. I've brought 4 babies earthside, and they all reached for my breast by a different name. They made it up themselves. One of them said Tata. One of them said Miu. One of them said Muntatas. They made up their own names, but me as their creator, I knew what they needed. Even before the word could form in their mouth, my body was producing milk to feed them. So we get into this inverse way of fighting each other about who's right, or what the name of God is, or what timeline we're on, or what the name of the planet is, or who the original tribe was and what they looked like. And all of that is a colonial product of inversion. As soon as what Big Chief said, as soon as we start to go within, heal the waters within so we can restore the sweet waters within, that inward healing that we do together as divine feminine archetypes and just as little human beings out here together on planet Earth, little baby kids, big mama baby kids that she sent out here to do this work, right? Soon as we love on each other, soon as the women reverse that conjure in how we think and how we treat each other, the men have nothing else to do but follow suit. They have nothing else to do but to rise to us. They were born and created to serve us. And I want to say this too. I've been thinking a lot about it lately. I noticed in a lot of these sacred communities, the conscious communities, that the men have come out as our warriors, as our front line. They've come out with the strongest voices, the biggest reach. They got hands. They got hands. Y'all got hands. And I appreciate you as a member of the Divine Feminine Squad team, as one of Big Mama Bebe kids. I just want to say thank you. I want to honor you, Big Chief Arisha, for your work, because y'all been pushing a hard line for us, and now we can start to fall into our correct placement and allow the grandmothers and the matrilineal, the matriarchs, to come out and speak, and we can find our niches where each one, like Atari, she's doing quantum healing, she's doing meridian ley line healing. I'm over here mothering and singing songs that will hopefully get our minds right so we can all remember how it is to chant together and sing together. You know, we each have a job, and it's not really our job to oversee each other or fight about who has the right story or the right timeline or the right. Nah, we just all have to fall in place of what our individual work is. We all are a piece of the puzzle. So anyway, I yield and thank you so much.
Thank you, Goddess. Thank you. You said so much, and I wasn't expecting that, but we most definitely got to dig a little deeper from now on. We've had our conversations, but yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Uh, yeah, most definitely. Goddess Mayat, you always talk about classes for the women, right? And Rod speaks about the same thing. He calls it Feng Shui priest, I believe. And I speak on it briefly because I think we all that in our own little ways that we bring different things. My job is to destroy and rebuild. I burn bridges on purpose. Some people don't understand the strategy is to burn the bridge so the enemy can't cross that bridge. We making new bridges. We making new things. I ain't trying to cross the old bridges no more. Artist's job is to destroy and rebuild. Governor, you know what I'm saying? What they say, generator, operator, destroyer. But Rod, can you go in with Goddess Mayat a little bit about the Feng Shui priest and teaching us how to be family again, teaching us how to be sisters, brothers, fathers, and lovers again. You know what I'm saying? Loving each other again.
So the Feng Shui priestesses, those were the ones that taught housekeeping. They taught how the energy flowed through the home in order to make the frequency of the home feel like heaven. This is where the practice the women developed it out of their nesting habit as they was because when they get fidgety before birth, they just start cleaning up everything. Right? So you try to sit there and eat, and your mama picking your plate up, wiping the table under you because she nested. Right? You can't nothing be dirty. Boy, you got get that one glass out my sink. You seen I'd wash them dishes. She's keeping the nest primped and pruned. That's feng shui. It's the energy flow inside of the home. And the women and the Califia queens taught all that. They taught the feng shui. They taught the science of touch, how a woman can touch a man and melt his soul. They taught them the art of feminine hygiene. That became yoni priestesses now, right? They taught them herbology, what we call naturopathic healing through the herbs, and by making your food your medicine, you don't never need to see a doctor. The women used to master all those skills at the Califia Castle, but they also learned how to whoop ass. So when you see the Wonder Woman movie, and they got all those women on that island that Diana come from, that is a reproduction of what it was like to be at the Califia Castle. So you get the women can look at it, they'll understand the frequency of the women that gathered, and they'll be able to capture that because when they observing it, they'll feel it. And when they know what the feeling feel like, they can reproduce it when they gather together, and then they can lock that frequency in as a healing frequency for the planet. Right? So it's a couple things that was mentioned. One was earlier, the sister mentioned how when you move those girls together in the dorm, that they all of their cycles start to sync. But here's the part that she skipped. There's an anchor there. It's a big mama in there that's anchoring all that energy down to them to align. They commonly call them den mothers. She a little older than all the rest of the women in there. She shouldn't be in school because she probably didn't raise a child already, but she's still in here in this sorority, sinking in this dorm with these sisters. She's anchoring that energy as the most common denominator of the frequency of all of them. In the old days, they used to call them a hive queen because when the women get around her, they start hiving by nature. That's why the beehive became synonymous with the honey pot, and the honey pot is the money pot. The money pot is the rightful heir of the inheritance on the feminine line because the money don't come down the masculine line. Leadership, the right to be the shepherd of the sheep comes down the father line, which is the money line.
I like that.
And that's where you get your divine feminine frequency lock at.
It's making sense now, Chief. We've been talking for years. And I remember you were talking about the Oshun and doing it. I might not have understood everything then, but it's making a whole lot of sense now with the Sweetwater and bring the Sweetwater back. You always tell me it's hard to make money when we at war. And you're absolutely right. I've had waves up and down. And when it's good, and when it's bad, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? So I most definitely appreciate what you just said. High Priestess, what do you have on Feng Shui Priest? And you yourself, I'm not saying what you have on it. You living it. I ain't talking about talking about it. I ain't talking about going online with it. You live it. Your melanated mortals live it. You got so many goddesses over there, beautiful women over there from all over the world. Your melanated mortals live it. You got so many goddesses over there, beautiful over there.
Wait a minute. I'm hearing it twice. Okay.
Little delay.
Okay.
But by you living it, and you even helping me with in my situations. You know, in my situation, I got kids and women and all sorts of different things. Please help me to make this woman see what's going on. Please help me with my children. Please help me with my daughter, my 16, 17-year-old daughter. Tell me, can you tell people how the importance of talking to the Feng Shui priestesses?
Yeah, well, I want to roll it back because I want to start with the mind, right? The first thing is once we realize that we've been compromised, right? And our minds have been hijacked, right? Then now we can shift. And I wanted to do this because now I don't never ever put my books up here, right? But this book right here, I wrote this book in 2017. It's called Unwounded, Unlocking the Universal Uterus. So everything that we've been talking about today is in this book. The mother code is in here. The mentalities, because what you're asking me about, you're talking about different, we have these mentalities that go into the consciousness, right? Why does it go into the consciousness? Because there's a neural net that goes from the brain all the way down to the uterus. The uterus sits on a neural net of all of the information of all of these neurons that come from the brain. And that is not just a one-way direction, right? We can send signals from the uterus up to the brain, and we can send it to the heart, right? Men want to know, or people want to know why women are so emotional, because we have a major artery that comes right out of the vagina. It goes right into the heart. Okay, so as we know, if it's physical, it's also metaphysical. And so we feel things on all these different levels. The reason I wrote this book is because of the same thing that we're talking about right here, right now, is because if we knew, because as I was learning this, right, if we actually knew what we hold and how to operate it, that maybe then we could shift our consciousness and began to shift the whole consciousness. Because as we know, as we've been talking about, as everyone has said on here, that the feminine, the divine feminine, has the ability to shift the whole consciousness. We don't have to worry about nobody, nothing. And I know people, everybody has visions and different things that come to them. And so this may be a common vision. But when I saw it some years ago, when the mother walks, right, it's like this tunnel and everything just moves out of the way. When she is in her full faculty, when she has everything in alignment, everything parts. Nobody don't want none of this. You don't want it. You don't want to mess with nothing, because when it clicks in that we are the universe and that we are universe carriers, literally and physically and metaphysically, then we can shift into these different modes. And so this has been the mission, and it's interesting because again, I wrote this book in 2017. A couple people got it or whatever, and so I just kind of put it over here. I literally had to go find it, right? So I'm saying that we are now, I'm so excited about the time that we're in now, because now the young girls can get this information, right? Those of we call them the galactic mothers, those that are still raising babies, like the sister over here was talking about, you raising the mothers. Those mothers need to know that, even like she was talking about breastfeeding. That's in here. The power of each breast is different and has a different energy. And you can kind of tell what kind of energy the baby needs by which breast they're on. It radiates a different energy. Each ovary, you can tell what, now they can tell you exactly what ovary your child came from. That can tell you something about, like, so we can identify these things right away, you know. And so we're teaching this not only to those of us that are in that are awakened to this. We're teaching this to our young girls. We're teaching this to our elders who have been told that they ain't got no power, but I'm telling you, they got the most power, because their power is foundational and is fortified. They send out singularities, and I have seen it with my own eyes. Right? So yes, I have a whole, going back to your question, I know, going back to that. Yes, I have a whole priesthood. We have 13 different factions. The majority of we have eight, there are 8 priestesses and 1 priest. There's one male, and he's a dragon. He's the cosmic dragon too. One man in there, right? But we have 13 different factions in the priesthood, all focused on different things, because we need this energy to, everybody ain't focused on the same thing, right? Everybody ain't doing the same thing. Everybody is not a healer. Everybody ain't clairvoyant, right? They may have it, but it might not be their specialty. So we have a whole priesthood that is focused on all these different areas, right? So definitely what I'm saying this, you know, I would definitely start here. This has the mental stuff, it got the spiritual stuff, it got a mother code, it got the information about the breast, the ovaries, everything. And this book has been around since 2017, right? And so anyway, that's my piece. I yield.
Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
look,
Thank you very much.
what you just described was how the telephone wires of what I call Jesus on the main line work. See, Jesus is Isis, and Isis is the great mother who sits on the sacerdotal seat of the earth, the proxy for prime creator in the physical form, to come and heal for the healing of the nation. The womb is the only way you can get into this realm as a sentient being. They got to get whatever they do to reproduce in the laboratory, they got to get it from the woman's womb. You can't do it no other way. You can't get here. The womb is directly tied to the creator because that's where we get created. The channel that she described, the uterus connecting the brain, is the telephone receiver. And I used to watch my mom and them and all of the ladies, like, we grew up in impoverished neighborhoods. And I used to see all of the old ladies with all of their grandbabies. They would go sit in the rocking chair on the porch, clasp their hands together and put it on their womb. And they used to all say the same thing: Mother, help me feed these babies. Dinner time come, it ain't a hungry baby left at the end of the day. And she can't tell you how she did it. And we can't tell you how she did it. But the Jesus on the main line, you remember that song they used to tell you in the church? Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you, it's a damn lie. Ain't no he on the other end of the phone. It's the great mother. Answering the call of the uterus, you got 2 chakras in the palm of your hand. When you triangulate them 2 chakras to the center point of the uterus, and Big Mama on the other end say, baby, what you need? And she say, from the goodness of my heart, Mama, I just need to feed these babies. And she say, okay, the food will be there. All of a sudden, she in the kitchen cooking, and we don't know where that food came from. We talking about alchemy now. Jesus on the mainland, that's Isis. That's Big Mama on the mainland. Then she mentioned the priesthood having 13 seats. That's called the Queen Mother seat. She sits in the center to hold the frequency of the 12 daughters around the perimeter. Remember, we talked about the den mother in the sororities and in the dorm. Somebody has to hold the frequency stability in the center in order to maximize all of the frequencies on the perimeter. It's the same with the galactic sky when you're talking about your zodiac sign. Well, when you look at the ceiling of the Temple of Dendara, at the center stands Tawaret, the oldest known deity description on the face of the planet Earth. Tawaret is represented by a woman who has an alligator spine. That means she's an upright woman, straight as an alligator spine. And she had the mammary glands of a woman because she suckled all of the children of the earth through her spiritual energy that comes by way of mitochondria. And she had a body of a hippopotamus because if you fuck with her baby, she will chop your ass in half. Act segment while she get mad. The lion don't bother nobody until it's time to either feed the babies or protect the babies. And then the lion don't got a clue until they go roar, roar, roar. He said, "Oh, that's my call." And he the king of the jungle. Houseway. He the errand boy of the jungle, and he got to answer to a whole pride of queens. So he better do his part when they call him and come snatch this big ass wildebeest down so we can feed these babies. That's nature in action like a mofo. And you describe all of the sequences of the natural rhythm of the divine feminine in proper order. The connection to the divine, how does it work? What's the mechanics? You described it. So let that
Yeah.
sink in.
See, I'm getting downloads the whole time you were talking, and it was crazy because the statue you were, I have a bunch of statues that I'm still learning about myself, but you called the name of it, and I was like, yo, when you said the alligator, the goddess that's part alligator, man, that's crazy because I was getting downloads the whole time. I know Atari, she was getting some downloads too. Atari, what you got to add to that?
Y'all, I was over here fucked up. Listen, my body was vibrating so hard. I was like, y'all, please. I don't know what you're trying to tell me right now, but my body, I got cold. I shifted from the hot to the cold. I was like, yo, what type of vibrations we popping off right now? Because this shit got me motherfucking vibrating. The frequency is so high. Then I went through my Stargate energy. Then he said Rod said something. He said something right at 5:55. I said, oh shit. Then I went through that portal. Whew, this was a lot. But I will say this. Big segment, she know who her sisters are, okay? Sister Tauret is crazy because I've been knowing who she was the whole time. I've been knowing her for like 5 years. I didn't put this shit together until I was like, I know this sister is important. I can't lose her connect. I can't lose her connect. And she works. It's so perfect because of what she does. She works in policy. She's actually like an elected official, and she fights for healthcare, racial justice in healthcare, on the policy side. And so I always knew that I was going to need her connect. And then I kept saying, like, Rod talked about her last week, and I said, I need to know who Tauret is because the hospitals make the doctors take the Hippocratic oath, right? That's the hippo energy. That's the medicine energy. So I run all the alchemy on, the hospital energy, the medicine energy. I alchemize that through the quantum field through Sister Tauret. The whole time, it's my girl. I was like, oh my gosh, but she not woke yet. But I already know what time it is. So this is what it's like for us, because there's people, well, especially for me, I have all of my connects as Segment, as Khalifa. Everybody is in government and military. So I already know my team, when it's go time, I got to just be like, look, this what time it is, because they're the ones who are going to help me run this shit.
Yo, that just brings up a question real quick. Hold on. You put me, you reminded me of a question, and I'm glad I got everybody right here, right now, because especially yourself, myself, Rod Hayes. Rod Hayes came out with something a couple years ago. He named his own 4 horsemen, and Don Me the Bookman, and y'all Don Me the Quetzalcoatl, the 113, and some people call me all Sky Serpent, all these different names. And you're the Khalifa, and there's other Khalifas, and you're the segment, and there's other segments. Goddess Maya, I need to ask you this question in front of everybody, because I've lost friends, I've lost people, because I want to be the bookman, I want to be the Khalifa, I'm the Khalifa. I don't, but Khalifa, OG Rod has broken this down several times. Khalifa isn't one person, it's a council. And Khalifa isn't one person, it's a council. People have, oh, I don't want to deal with you then. Wait, what are we talking about right now? If we're going to do the unity thing and we are one, then you are the Khalifa energy. I am the Quetzalcoatl energy. Keith is the Pontiac energy. I am the Bookman energy. You are the Mayat energy. She is the Mayat energy. She is the Mayat energy. I am the Mayat energy. You know what I'm saying? Can you please break that down? Because people started fighting about titles. I think they're looking at these. They don't understand that we are fragments of the universe. We are the same, and they'll fight over these things. Can you please break that down for us? Because we have this conversation all the time, but this is the first time we're going to talk about it online.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, definitely. One of the things that happens is when we come out of our pods, right? Because a lot of times we think that everything that's happening is just us, right? We got everybody, all of our ancestors, everybody. People on here can probably finish my sentences, right? When everybody's ancestor, when they got to a certain point, they said, what? You are the one, right? I know the chat probably go crazy. They told them they was the one, whatever it is, right? But guess what they didn't say? You are the only one, right? That's what you missed, is that they didn't say you were the only one. And when you come, you have, because of the program, we have to be told that way. So then maybe we'll take it seriously and say, oh, okay, well, I'm High Priestess Ma'at. I better start doing some High Priestess Ma'at shit, right? And so once I start doing that, right, and I'm walking around thinking that I'm the only one being talked to this way, right? But then when you come out of your pod, then you meet other Ma'ats, you meet other whatever it is, right? Whoever it is that you have been told, and here's the thing, you are it. That is a correct statement. Whatever they told you, that's the correct statement. Some people though may be more activated in what that energy is, right? And so you just be whatever it is. The thing, when we start coming together in unity though, right? And I like what the sister was talking about, the mycelium. We call it the mycelium of source tree, right? Which we are all connected, right? When you start coming together, sometimes the one that's most activated is going to be the one that may do the teaching, may do the leading, may do this. It does not mean that there are no others, right? Because you got builders, you got people who, so the ones who jump out first, those are probably the builders, right? Then you got some teachers, you got some leaders, then you have people who can maintain what you build better than you. Why? Because you have the vision, right? But they are also all of those names that their ancestors told them. The thing that sometimes we have to move past is, just because you heard it, here's how you know if what you heard was just for you or for everyone. This is a perspective, right? Of if it's for everyone. Because when it's for everyone, everybody's going to be saying the same thing, right? Everybody's going to have all of the people that have been awakened, they're going to have the same thing. One of the things that I used to do when I was going through my initiation or my ordinations is when people were doing, I don't care if they was throwing OB, if they was doing EFA readings, they was doing tarot cards or whatever. I said, hey, why don't, if we want to know what really is for everyone, how about everybody do it? Let's pick one subject and let's see if we all come up with the same thing about the same people or about the same the way that we should go. And then now you got something, because it's not just based on one person. Someone, you know, people always think they are the one, but they're not the only one, right? And so, you know, just stay activated in whatever you're being told. You have to trust what your ancestors say to you versus, you know, sometimes people like to project what their ancestors say and say, well, my ancestors told me this about you or about, you know, this. And you say, you know, okay, well, that, you know what I'm going to say, in addition to, or that's a perspective. And so you just have to keep going. And then eventually, I think that we will all meet. Because when we don't have the war, when we don't have the deficit consciousness, when we don't have the, you know, the lack, the defense, the war consciousness, then we won't be fighting each other over these names or these titles, because you're going to be able to recognize the other person who's here with you to on the same mission. All right. So
Sure.
then I hope that answered what you said. Yeah.
And more and more. Goddess, Miss Love,
Let me mute.
Miss Love, because I want to stay on this
I'm gonna
topic.
say something about what she just said right quick. What she just described is the science behind it. What you was asking as the original question is the various people that can all think that they King Tut. The everybody past life regression, they was ISIS in their past life. But what they don't understand is the traces of the memory that travels the motherland ties systems together in a collective egregore. An egregore is what's called an accumulated thought form. This feeds you the frequency to harmonize with the universe and to be able to figure out the solution to the problems that's faced with the parental rights of the mother in tending to the care of the offspring. The side effect of women doing that when that's happening is sending traces of the memory with the energy. We call it the Sybil effect. It was real noticeable and prominent in the civil priestesses, the oracles, because they receiving the psychic information in an open channel to the egregore. So everybody's experiencing it. So when they go back to find the source, they end up at the central point of the frequency. Isis, Tet, Imhotep, Zosa. The blood flows through the veins. That's when you waking up the genetics memory. You can't express yourself as what you are if you don't know where you came from. And if you learn a certain metaphysics, you can travel the memory bank through your motherline's mitochondrial, and this will tell you the history of the family on your motherline and what's called an Akashic reading. But all of these people can have a single common ancestor, and when they all merge, they think they was that single common ancestor because of the prominence of that ancestor in the frequency of the bloodline. So they all have the memories. That's the Sybil effect. It was observed in the Sybil priestesses where one sister could be talking to the Catholic Church on one side of the temple saying word for word what the other sister that's talking to the Knights Templar on the other side of the temple. And when they go back and compare notes, they say them sisters said the same shit. That's called harmonized frequency in the hiving of the queens. That's to prevent them from being caught in deception. So you think you a good liar, but when you stand in front of those matriarchs, for some reason you can't formulate a good lie. It just don't work because there's a universal order at work. In the collective memory of a single ancestor is called the Sybil effect.
No, that's right. He said what I was gonna say, which is harmonized frequency. So you know, you look at, let's just take, I like football. I like football a lot. I grew up in a football family. Um, I like football because everybody has their positions, everybody runs their route. It's a big team and they have a common goal. But it would be ridiculous if somebody came out and said, I am the running back. I am running back. I am the running back. Unless you Marshawn Lynch or somebody beast mode, maybe okay. But in general, we have teams. And each of us have our own positions and harmonized frequency within that divine order that Big G spoke about. So it is important to both see oneself as a divine archetype and a Sybil when one is experiencing these resonances, these frequencies are landing, right? That is your team. Like what sis is saying, what Atari is saying is she's building her team. And her Tawaret for what she's doing is this woman that is harmonizing that frequency that will occupy this space in the work that she does. And Atari is quite an asset as well for us because we have members of our universal family that incarnated behind enemy lines in every part of society. We have those who went into military, that went into medicine, that went into media, that went into all these pillars by which the very same destroyers set out to destroy us and colonize us and separate us. So we each have teams, in which we play our position. I was a running back. I was a running back for our home team, playing in this decade. On TV, I was on Making the Band when I was younger. So I was right up there in the belly of the beast. And, that's why I said in the beginning of this show, counting coup. You can't hear me?
A thousand pardons. We can take 5 seconds. Take 5 seconds and restart. All I heard was that you were running back for the lingerie football team. Carry on. That's not what you said. Just say the whole thing over again because it was chopping up. Go ahead. Go ahead, though.
Should I step out and come back in?
Maybe.
Okay, let me step out and come back in.
Because I don't want to miss her wisdom. Yeah, she was going in. Yo, just real quick, because something popped in my mind. I'm getting all these downloads, and you were talking about like the brother said. You said Imhotep, and we said a set energy and everything else. I think we only go to what we know, and what we have privilege to have research on. Because if you only know Jesus, when you die and come back, you might see something that you think is Jesus. When you do your plant medicine, you started reading the Emerald Tablets a couple times, you start seeing thought. But once you start looking a little deeper, especially Atari's wearing her all red, right? And she represents that red segment energy. We represent that all these different energies. Look into the Red Queen. Open your mind to different deities. Look into the. Hold on, just so we don't get mute for 1 second. Boom. Look into the Red Queen. We talk about all these other deities and everything else that are great representatives because they were representatives of something that was brought from us. Look into the Red Queen. The Red Queen is how you connect the Olmec to the Queen Khalifa tribes. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get those. I got some.
You want me to answer this question?
Go ahead, Chief.
It goes to something called archetypes. When you choose the name of those ancestors, Isis or even Bayayala, right? You are using something that your ancestors left as a trigger mechanism to activate portions of the DNA. And when you body enough of the frequency, right, then you see or you experience sensations similar to the description of the nature of Tut or Isis, right? So you using it to activate DNA sequences through archetype psychology in the 3D or Jungian psychology. It's not that it's they real people, but that probably wasn't even their name. That was their stage name.
The title.
Right? When you go into the and read about them in the hieroglyphics, it tell them to keep their true name secret from the public. Because if they know your true name, they can use that against you. So they use those archetypes in order to act out a frequency of energy that you can activate in your DNA by the study of that particular archetype.
I see.
Right? So don't none of them have more important or less important than the other one. It's that they got different frequencies to activate in order for you to attain your greatest level as an individual expression of your ancestral connected unified field theory. Right? We quantumly entangled through mitochondrial energetic field. We are being projected in the world of epigenetics from outside our bodies into our bodies from somewhere. Our thoughts are not in our head, they are in the field. And we suck them down from the field and project them out in the world using our vocal cords to express the frequency that we translate in our mind. Ain't none of this shit real. The only thing real is what we make real.
I see.
We know that based on how the ancestors structured this game we play, the end goal of the game is somebody figure out how to put the matriarchy back on top at the age so they can prepare the 7 generations yet born. Every tribe on earth know this story. Why? All they got to do is use the matriarchal contract that ain't never expired. They just stopped using it because somebody used theirs instead. Right? So to take your power back, use what you got. Use your shit. The enemy not gonna never give you the tools to free yourself. But your ancestors left a pattern of redemption just by being who you are and recognizing yourself and standing in your power automatically activates a redemption protocol process. So we rally the big mamas because they got what's called first right to the earth rights. Because they are the blood heirs and daughters of the earth because the mitochondria came from the soil of the earth. And science is proving it. So by mitochondrial, the earth got a mitochondrial link and to the woman got a mitochondrial link. And that goes to what you was talking about with the psilocybin network. That's the grid. The grid was interrupted by war. And in order to get it back, we need to find peace and follow the first principle of the universe, lead with love. Then if the women get in their love energy and or these sorry ass niggas on the sideline crying about the women reclaiming their power, it's over.
I know they talk too much
Ignore
good
them.
things.
Don't starve them of your energy. That's all they trying to get. Energy vampire ass motherfuckers.
Look, I
Don't
know you
let them
chopped up a
suck
little
your
bit.
energy. Don't let them take you out your angel realm frequency.
I see.
Instead, just say, okay, well, who else in the angel realm freaks around here? Let me go click up with them.
I see.
And we can work on collectively unifying all of these angel realm energies to and create a shockwave energy on Torch Lake next year when the women take the whole earth back.
I see.
Because can't nobody stop them. And when they start doing it, the men ain't gonna do nothing but support it because it's gonna have a change in the nature of the woman. She gonna go back to her feminine because she ain't gonna be have no of fear. She gonna feel safe and protected, and that's what we supposed to do: make them feel safe and protected. And the easiest way for them to feel safe and protected is tell them how to get their empire back.
I see.
I'm a mama's boy, so she sent me in there to get the secrets from all of the daddy boys. So I did. And she said, "What you want me to do with it now, mama? Give it to the sisters. They know what to do with it when you give it to them." Yes, ma'am.
They chopped it up with the frequency when God is
I became a mental mercenary.
Yes, sir.
A
They chopped it
mental
up with the message.
mercenary of the ones that attacked the great mother.
I say. They chopped up the message, but we got the message, and they chopped up God's love. So I want to go ahead and God's love. Can you? I want you to go back to what you were saying because I don't want to miss either one of y'all wisdom. It's high frequency, so take your time. Yeah, take your time. Run that back because that's important.
Can you hear me all right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, it keeps going in and out over here, but no, I wasn't part of the. Can't hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
All right. I wasn't part of the lingerie league, but hey,
That was
where there's
that was
life, there's a
good.
way. You never know. I was saying that we each have our teams. Uh, you know, within what we were sent here to do. So some are in military, some are in media, some are teachers, some are healers, some are, we each have our own thing we got to do on the planet together. So with the harmonic frequencies, there are many running backs. Just like there are many sisters that are channeling the energy of Isis or channeling the wisdom of Ma'at or channeling the righteous rage of Sekhmet. And the thing that we have to learn to do while supporting our brothers and sisters who are having their awakenings and initiations is to teach them the dynamic of the Sibyls that is like a fractal of an original energy or an original frequency that was emitted, and now we're all picking up on it. So to see oneself as a receptor and a transmitter instead of as the egoic principle, like I'm the one, I'm the only. There's so many teams. Look how many of us there are, and on this whole realm. I mean, it's a very big problem that we're in. So we need a lot of teams doing a lot of teamwork because I'm from the Bay, and we say, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. So I've seen this a lot. I personally, my own story of incarnating here, I didn't have as much amnesia. Oh, are you speaking? Because mine muted again.
No,
Can
I
you
didn't
hear
say
me?
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
I didn't have as much amnesia. I kind of came in with pre-birth memories as well and some very clear guidelines per se of what I was here to do. But I've seen this with a lot of brothers and sisters who are having their awakenings and their initiations. They start to, the energy is so big and it's real what they're feeling, but they start to identify it as if it's their own and they're the only one. And it can kind of lead to a healing crisis, when one takes all that universal energy within and feels like they're the only focal point, it can overwhelm the system and the mitochondria starts going wild and the brains and the neural network that you mentioned, Goddess Ma'at, it starts to go wild and then people start to spin out. And so the way we can support each other is just to remind each other gently that yes, what you're experiencing is real. It's very true. And also, you are just one of many. You're one of a fractal of this harmonic frequency, this resonance that is being shot out all over the earth. And we are all in this together because we're trying to come out of the divisiveness and chaos that has happened here and take us out of that fighting energy into the love energy. We're trying to go out of wartime and into harmonic, frequency. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Not that I played in the lingerie NFL.
Yes, well, yes, well. I'll say this because you said something that really helped me out,
Oh,
and I
dang, I
love that
can't
you
hear
said,
you. It must be my feed. I'm gonna go out and come back in. So y'all
yes,
carry
ma'am.
on. Love y'all.
No worries. I love what she said. What she said, channel energy, and she knows something about. She said Marshawn Lynch, because I know we when you play sports, I used to channel Marshawn Lynch. We channel Michael Jordan, so you can channel energy. So that's why we channel Duty Bookman. We channel Mayotte. We channel the Atari energies. You see what I'm saying? I also wanted to say to because she said something amazing. I wanted to say it to her, but she said something amazing. And I don't think a lot of this war energy isn't coming from ego. I used to think it came from ego. I think it comes from hurt and reward. Rod knows from experience. A lot of us was raised, you know what I'm saying, under concrete and steel. Pain. We witnessed a lot of traumatizing things. You think that we don't be feeling ashamed when we see our women bow down to the Caucasian, but you know what I'm saying? We can't do for y'all what they, and don't think that it wasn't what they call it. It wasn't designed for that. So we got a lot of hurt. And then after you get up past the hurt and you do everything, and she said it's not individual, but the pain was. You know what I'm saying? The pain was very, or so we thought, because we all kind of went through the same pains. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we think it's coming from ego, but it's not coming from ego. It's coming. You say get rid of the war, but there's still some debts that need to be paid around here. There's still some things that happen to our women that we ain't got no get back for. So the war mentality is gonna be hard to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm a channel.
Listen, that ain't the woman's job right now.
No,
That's
that's not
me
the
and your
woman's job.
job.
Exactly. That's why I said I'm trying.
This is what I'm telling you. Hold on. The women moving in their love energy, this kinetic side effect is going to empower us to take some motherfuckers' heads.
That's
We
what I'm
gonna
talking
know who
about.
the enemy. Listen, we gonna know who the enemy is. It ain't gonna be no secret. The women gonna expose them by staying in their matriarchal love frequency energy. As long as they can hold their energy frequency and ignore them bitch ass niggas on the sideline crying about losing power. Let them lose their power. As long as you don't give them no attention, they just gonna wither up and die. They energy vampire. They need your focus and attention on them so you can't focus your attention on your responsibility to the matriarch. Goes back to when Kelly was talking about the ego and you feeling like you the one. This is I say, if you think you God, show me some God shit.
I see.
Come on, do your God thing since you God, right? The women that showed us God shit. Because they took 2 inches of dick and gave us a baby. I ain't seen none of you niggas do that yet.
You have me cackling over here, Big Chief. Stop it. 2 inches.
Respect,
Am I
respect.
lying? Call
Man,
the lie when I tell one. Call the lie when I tell one. That's some God level shit. They had
And
a
I'm not
whole
gonna lie.
motherfucker, including your ass, growing inside them for 9 months.
I gotta touch
That's
on this.
God shit.
I see.
The women need to put more motherfucking respect on themselves because these women do not put enough respect on themselves. To get to your fucking God energy, you have to put respect on your fucking self. You have to look at your life. You got to look at the shit you gone through. You got to put more fucking value on everything. You got to put respect on yourself at your job. You have to establish boundaries. I'm sorry, but bitches be letting them motherfuckers run all over them. We know that's the truth. This is the path. Listen, I'm a testimony.
Look,
I'm a testimony. I was the child who didn't use her voice. So now guess what? This motherfucker on fire. Okay. So we have to use our power. And too many females are too fucking soft. They too soft.
I don't know about that now, sorry. There's no too soft for the women.
I'm
Hold
telling
on.
you this because this is what I teach. Too many women are too soft because they let too many motherfuckers run over them. They do.
Gotcha.
Corporate America, this is why 300,000 black women were released from corporate America because they burnt out. Spirit, basically, Source came in and said all these women got to get released. Everybody mad. Oh, it's the corporation. No, your motherfucking asses is working too hard. It's respect on yourself.
See.
You have to be hard and put respect on yourself. You can't let people, corporations, all anybody, all respect needs to go. Your family members, you have to put so much respect on yourself. If you got to put the distance between people, good. I know people I had to put distance between, but I know they gonna come back. But I had to put respect. I had to say some shit. You have to put these strong boundaries and put respect and put your motherfucking crown on. You have to put the crown on because we can't expect to be the fucking leaders and be able to run shit and motherfuckers ain't even standing ground. I'm sorry. I came through the military, so I know I'm a little tough. Look, I got my warrior energy activated, but Spirit brought me through this shit. I've gone through the military. I've seen motherfuckers shit on me. I've gone through so much, but it was like hardcore, rough training, right? So now I'm at that level, like, we have to put some more respect on ourselves because it's been an imbalance. It's been an imbalance of power. We don't have enough power. You can't be soft. I'm sorry. You can't be soft. You
Strong
can't be
queen.
soft.
Strong
But
queen.
then there's also the point where you have us, the ones who are working too hard, too much in our masculine energy, and you got to fucking figure out, okay, I have to rest, right? All the ones who are in the hyper masculinity, who are in corporate America, being overworked, I have to, listen, I got laid off. And Spirit was like, yeah, because you have to rest your nervous system, right? We have to learn the balance, but we have to activate the warrior energy because we've been getting ran over.
The warrior energy already activated.
Yo, and I'll say this, that was amazing how you broke that down because you're absolutely right. Guys, you said so much. One, most definitely, because I work for a goddess too. Y'all run every industry. Even if they laid you off, y'all are the first computers. Y'all know every industry. You just said to reevaluate things, we got to reevaluate the systems. Y'all got to be in position of power. And I love what you said about like being strong. I took it wrong at first, but then you broke it down. And I love House of the Dragon. You got to be a strong leader. If you're not a strong leader, your kingdom will fall and fall and fall again. And people don't even realize that's a whole family fight. That's a civil war going on. That's not the enemy fighting them. They're all cousins and brothers and sisters fighting each other. The Hawaiian island was all brothers and sisters. It's an island. There was nobody else there. They're all related, and they destroyed their own empire, this dynasty, whatever you want to call it. So I most definitely respect that strong energy, that goddess energy. Yeah, if you're gonna be a dragon, be a dragon. If you're gonna be a segment,
Hawaii didn't destroy their own self.
I'm saying they let the white man in. They let the white man in while they were warring against. It was just same as the African, the same as each other. While we warring against each other.
Look, they weren't warring against each other. That's the mythology they told us to justify them conquering savages.
Makes sense.
They went down there. They didn't even get control of Hawaii until the 50s. Them people down in Hawaii wasn't playing with them motherfuckers.
Hey.
Then they found out that if they can turn it to their benefit, they can turn it into a resort. And this what made everybody start getting married in Hawaii on the sandy beaches. They turned their misfortune into capital gain by luring people there with the beauty of the land. The colonizer, in the meantime, was siphoning the money out the back through pineapple farms and sugarcane farms. So they didn't worry about the farms no more. They focused on the tourist attraction. They had to figure out a way to maintain their autonomy in the midst of foreign belligerent occupation. Hawaii was never ratified as a state. It was just annexed. They wrote a piece of paper in DC said that we own Hawaii. The Hawaiian people ain't say you own that motherfucker. How you own it? Mother Earth appointed them Hawaii. How you gonna own it? You running around trying to take everybody land, trying to make them think they from somewhere else, and you the original motherfucker, and you ain't got nowhere to be on the planet. You an imposter and a fraud. Cause everybody is where they were supposed to be
I see.
until Big Mama called for support. You know Big Mama called from support because the Samoans came, the Tongans came, the Hawaiians came.
Mukawa.
They all of them different tribes they came across the Panama before they cut the canal to come support from Big Mama. The call of the Carolinas. And they came from all parts of the land to fight the war. We made the beautiful treaty arrangement. When we learn how to run government, we can take it back. They tried to trick us into making us believing we was from somewhere else, so we would never take back our rightful property. Go ahead, Kelly.
I was gonna say we're getting a real time initiation as a people right now of exactly what they did on every landmass are doing in Palestine right now. I mean, they're doing it in DR and Congo as well, but in Palestine, they're saying we're from here. The Israelis that the state of Israel that was given in the Balfour Declaration in 1917, they're replacing the original five-fingered human beings of that land multiple times. Because if you look back at pictures of Palestine from the 1800s, they were brown skinned, they were melanated, they were all colors, all hair textures. They were a mixed group of people, but that occupied that land regardless of their religious affiliation, even before Abrahamic religions hit the scene on planet Earth. So then they come and they systematically replace, just like cycles of gentrification that you see in our communities. And then we, not knowing where we came from collectively in each of our clans, whether this happened in Ireland, Hawaii, Africa, or here on Turtle Island, then we start retelling the stories based on our oral traditions and based on what our ancestors and our elders have told us. And unfortunately, what we've been told in Sheol school, you know, letting the oppressor, letting the destroyer raise us and teach us where we came from. And then we are now, all of us, are even just within this one age, 26,000 years. Remember, we're in the fifth cycle. So how many times you think this has been done to us before? Collectively, we're seeing it happen in Palestine. Then you see these imposters on the land, these Israelis coming in saying, no, we've been here. No, really, we can trace our bloodline. But that's why they won't allow a DNA test, because the mitochondrial does not connect back to that land. And so we're seeing it. What happened to us, whether it was my clans in Ireland or my clans here on Turtle Island, the same thing has happened to all of us. And then we're stuck here in the aftermath talking about who's on first, who's on second, fighting each other while they're still taking the land for the next generation. You
I
know,
see.
so yeah, I mean, we're getting a real-time course in history right now. If you watch exactly the type of gaslighting and narcissistic programming that the IDF or that the state of Israel is doing, the occupier, the imposter, if you watch it and study it, then you can just play that same story in Ireland, in Africa, here on Turtle Island, you know,
Yeah.
and now here we are reemerging from, like Big Chief said, a at some point a common ancestor, a common matriarch, and we're still all fighting about who came here first. And I know there is a place for that because people need to heal from the trauma that's been created. Absolutely. But we now have to reverse engineer this. Well, that's been done for us by a number of teachers who I'm extremely grateful for. But also, we need to move past that now. What is the next conversation? And that's where we return to this, you know, healing the mother and reattuning our wombs to a higher frequency, loving on each other as sisters, as daughters, you know, and then, you know, as we heal, we have more sweetness. We can be hard on our boundaries without saying a word. we can be tough without having to raise our voice, you know, and then we can be real soft because we also need softness. So it's a balance, and everyone needs to find that balance. Anyway, thanks. I yield, y'all.
No, amazing. Look, I love it. Rod said something amazing. You tapped into it because I think we find each other fighting that battle, not realizing we all went through it. Rod just said something that hit me hard. He said, everybody, every indigenous person, that landmass. Just imagine if we were on our own land. Hawaii is an indigenous. That's a satellite to Khalifa. That was a melanated island. Long story short, whatever you want to call it, that was a melanated island. Mexico, or South America, whatever we call it Mexico now, but the South Americas, the Americas in general, those are all melanated islands. Don't take my word for it. Look at the walls. Look at the stones. Everywhere you just named, when you said Ireland, I was like, wait, we might be cousins because the genealogy be weird. You got to get your genealogy. So, yeah, I love it when he said if we were to look at our satellites and realize where the Philippines, people talk about the Philippines, not realizing that's a melanated satellite. Hawaii is a melanated satellite. So it's a lot going on that we're not paying attention to. When you said about the imposters, that's why me and the Atari team burned up the imposter. Rod be saving a lot of these people. Don't think we don't be calling them out. Rod be saving them. Me and Robbie, let him make it. Let him make it. Listen, when the time comes, I'm gonna channel the energy of Nat Turner. But Goddess, may I, you have anything? Hey, first off, thank you for everybody's time. Goddess, may I please again tell us about on your Melanated Immortals. I'm also gonna bring Priestess Moon in too, because when we talk about everybody's placements and how the matriarch doesn't have to work against the masculine or whatever, they actually work with it and work with it perfect. I'm like an ashlar. I'm a real rough stone. And here come Goddess Moon. Let me polish this up a little bit for you. You know what I'm saying? This is our part of Melanated Immortals. Can you please talk a little bit about your business and your tribe, not business, but your tribe and your nation that you're building?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm building the same thing that, you know, as Rod has been talking about this whole time, and we've all been talking about this same time. Everybody got that vision to, you know, pull together a community that in some shape or form is here to shift this whole planet or this whole realm, connect back to all of the known and unknown places in which we exist. And so that is the mission of Melanated Immortals. And we do that in various ways, right? We know one is we attach to the Olmec cosmology, and using that, the modern translation of that, using that to help ground us in purpose. But that's not the only thing we use. Of course, we use all of it, right? Like when we were talking about, you know, Set and Asar and all of those things, those archetypes are all over the planet. The names are just changed, right? It's the same thing, right? If you are like Rod is a world bridger, right? That's like a Tahuti, that's a Eshu, that's Obatala, like everything is, you know, so there are all these little fractions all put into the same thing. We got Sister Atari, who is the eagle, and I love what she's doing, because if you look at the grid, the map, the archetype that is prominent in the United States, and I know you know this, sister, there's two archetypes here in North America on that grid. It's the eagle and the monkey. And look at what she does is work on those grids. So, but these are the same energies that we did, as one of my teachers said, we did the same thing everywhere across the planet, and we probably gonna find out it's in the cosmos, it's in the water, it's in the thought forms that's in the air, and the known and the unknown, right? So one of the ways in which we do that, I'm come back around, is through that. We do it through the melanin frequency, right? And that melanin frequency is something that our priesthood, we've been transmitting a frequency since 2019 to shift these things, right? And then of course with the womb evolution technique and that is to get the women back into their right minds, really, in their right authority, and realizing that nobody has an authority, nobody has priority or seniority past you. Once you decide, you determine that this is, even if you don't know what direction to go in, when you determine that, hey, I'm going to learn what I am as a divine feminine, and then that's it. It's over. It's game over. And I just want to say, put the book up here again. This definitely has a lot of what we just talked about today. So with that, I yield. And hey, Princeton.
Appreciate I got to get you in for a high representative of Melanated Immortals. Please talk about your business and what you do, because we have to get into services, acts of service. I'm real big on this Barbados penny. I always show it. I serve and I am of service for the tribe. What are your services that you bring to the tribe?
Ashe. let High Priestess be the one to tell the story. I do bring a lot to the tribe. Being that I am multi-talented, I bring order, I bring balance, I bring business, perspective. But in Melanated Immortals, in the priesthood, as priestess of the Melanated Immortal priesthood, I hold the passion in my heart, for the mission of what we're doing. As you will see, as you've seen in Orisha Stone, as you'll see in Melanated Mortals, when you come to any of our public sessions and even our events, that mother code order and things, the energy, the mother energy, the nurturing, because I am physically guided by the dragon, okay? And then I am spiritually guided by the wizard. And then I am mentally challenged, yet becomes my gift with my arts that you see in the videos here in Orisha Stone, that you see in the slides and the flyers and the thumbnails that you come into to attract you into the space. So I'm literally using my whole body, and then my emotional body is the dreamer. So the intuition, the visions that I'm getting inspired by to create the art in order to enchant the hearts and the minds comes through out physically within my nurturing nature, my natural netter nature. And so being a part of you here, Brother Orisha Nabi, okay, I can come up with so much, to be able to pour out my love and my joy for being a part, just for the mere fact of my high priestess, I say, my high priestess, my aunt M. Makaru, amen, okay, paving the way, helping the doors and the windows, bringing us all together, y'all. What goes along with what we are doing here in this space that I'm also doing with Melanated Immortals is Boshatalet. Okay, so we talking about bringing back that womb power. We talking about bringing back, the matriarch and putting us back in right position. So I don't know if y'all remember. Some of you may, most of you may recall this. Back in the day, our elders, our matriarchs, our mothers used to instruct, used to teach, used to love on with just a sound, right? With just a sound, a hum. They be in the kitchen, they be, cooking and maybe cleaning and or nurturing and nursing the baby. And you just hear these beautiful tones come out of their wombs. Ashe. Nobody understands or knows why, but just out of nowhere, they just start humming or they start moaning and groaning and raising the frequencies and the vibrations in space. Ashe. So when we are doing that in Boshatet, which is a sisterhood that was divined by yours truly to fit right along with the womb evolution technique and to be an exercise for us to be able to come through. I'm gonna go ahead and put that flyer up on the scene here. Being a part of this is not only a connection to what has been discussed in this evening space and time, right? But on the 27th of, which is next Thursday, the Boshatelets will be coming together to do just that. And it's all about that, the sound vibrations that's coming through our womb powers. Why? Because we are the divine feminine. Why? Because we are the temples. We are the medicine. We are the priestesses. We are all the goddesses that you can even name out there. So forget the names, forget the titles. Come and be about it. You know, if you go ahead, high priest, who's saying something? Somebody said
I
something.
said church,
But
church, girl, church. Keep preaching, church.
give thanks, Brother Rod. So, you know, there's 1 hour of nothing but sound vibrations coming from your womb. So if you find yourselves being in this zone, in this time, and in this timeline, y'all need to go ahead and write down the information here. Contact me at yogi9@melanatedimmortals.com, or you can text me to say you want a little bit more information at 404-803-4726. I am just that transparent. I'll let you know. All right. Now, Brother Nabi, did I cover everything? Is this something else you want me to mention, like this that I got on? Let me go ahead and reduce this. Y'all see my dragon serpent here? I have, yeah, that right there, divine by Orisha Stone himself. Okay, yeah, I got this. I earned this, you know. And when I saw it, it spoke to my heart. Okay, and since I've received it, y'all see what's coming through. Okay, I got my labradorite right here, got my labradorite. All right. That's what brings me my balance. That's what helps me to take things to the next level. That's what's got me so inspired, so right up in here in this moment in time to do the things that I'm doing. And I'm loving it. When we can find joy in doing the things that we know to get the word out, it don't always have to be from our mouths. It could be from the arts, works, the actions that come behind that to be able to make that happen. So, you know, y'all got me all hot and everything. Feel like Atari up here. Okay. Anywho, you know, so give thanks to you.
So
I hope I covered most of it. Do you want me to close out, or you want me to just go ahead and yield the mic? You're
hold on,
on
I
mute,
want to say
brother.
something
You're
about
on
what
mute.
you
Yeah, go ahead, right,
said. Look,
Chief.
everything you said, you came in and talked about everything we talked about before you got here.
Thanks. I'll say this. She been here the whole time, Chief. I say this. Give me a couple more minutes because I wanted to go around real quick. I still got to support a couple different goddesses that's not here tonight and ones that are here. So give me a couple more minutes
Go
and then
ahead.
we're gonna rock out. And then we got to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that we get, hey, if y'all got it, if you got it in you, please support Melanated Immortals. Her cash app is up. Please support High Priestess Moot. Her cash app is going to be up in the end. Please support Rod Hayes. His cash app is in the banner. Why are you supporting these people? Listen, I believe in sweat. They listen, sweat equity. You should find you a black woman that's running a business to go work for that. If you don't have a job, go work for that black-owned business and make it as easy as possible for her. If you've been working for this white man for all this time, we know the ins and outs of everything. We can start our own corporations, our businesses, our dynasties, whatever. All we got to do is come together, put some sweat equity behind these women. If you don't got time for that, send them a cash app. That's how you support. I'm not asking you to fund nobody's lifestyle. I'm asking you to fund a movement. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get away from these 85 percenters. You know what I'm saying? What you just said got us earlier. She was talking about some of us got jobs. I got a job. I work for a black woman. I work for a matriarch. I lift things and I put them down. And I keep everything nice and secure for them. You know what I'm saying? I make sure we make money. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the process, I respect them, but I'm still myself. And sometimes they get me in trouble because I have to realize that my boundaries scare folks. My boundaries is a whole different breed. So, yeah, I want to go around real quick and support a couple of these guys real quick, especially OJ Yemi. Big shout out to OJ Yemi. I also want to give that shout out to the goddess and all the elders of the night and all the goddesses known and unknown that's really putting in work and not just talking about it, because there's way more women out here putting in work than we got men. And you know what I'm saying? Also, you know, we got to talk about stones real quick. I gotta slide that in there real quick. Each one of y'all should tap into carnelian. That's the stone of Aset. I love Arad always remind us that Aset is when they talk about the blood of Christ, they really talk about the blood of Aset in crystallized form is carnelian. Carnelian is a stone, especially for Sekhmet. Look it up, Carnelian for Sekhmet, Carnelian for a lot of these different deities. Like God is may I say it's a bunch. They all the same. They just got different names. Look up serpent skirt, but we're gonna get in that tomorrow. May I'm not gonna bring that up now. Goddess Miss Callie, please tell us how to support you. How can we support your business? You're a mother, you got kids. We ain't here to play. I don't play no games. How can we support?
Oh, talking to me?
Yes,
We still
ma'am.
on? Oh, there you go. Okay, thank you so much. I got to run to the studio speaking about my job, but yes, I'm a mother of four. I'm also a birth and death doula. I'm a full spectrum doula. According to the calendar that you're speaking of, I'm a one Kimi, so that's creation and destruction. Um, and you can go to kellylove.com. I'm an independent musician. And, you can go to my Instagram is Kelisi, KELIIISI. They took my other one because I was talking too much about Free Palestine and Free the World. So I'm rebuilding that. So yeah, meet me over there. Or you can go to kellylove.com. That's Kelly with an I. And you can go to all the platforms that you like. And the song this week that came out is called Karma. So I hope that these songs do exactly what Sister Priestess Mut Ma'at Nefer was talking about, which is I hope that you feel it as medicine from the womb, from the heart, to accompany you through your journey and through your day. May it be medicine to you. You are all medicine to me. Thank you for welcoming me here. And I love y'all, and peace and love to the tribe. I got to run right now because my studio is waiting for me.
What's your cash out?
Oh, Cash App is Luminous Juice. I have a juice business, CMOS, that I ran for about 10 years. So that's Luminous Juice, LUMINOUSJUICE.
Man,
Thank you.
if you're drinking anything outside of smoothies and luminant juice, you drinking beaver ass. Let's talk about it. All them natural flavors and stuff from the store, you
Yes,
got beaver breath. I don't. If you
next
ain't drinking that,
episode.
listen, if you don't get hurt. So support this got his business. Hit that cash app up. Go get you some real juice. What's the name of it again? That sound looks
Luminous Juice. Luminous Juice. Mhm,
that part.
mhm.
Get some of that. Or you're gonna be out here drinking beaver ass. Um, Um, Goddess Callie, Atari, please tell
Peace
us how
and
to
love,
tell.
y'all.
Peace, Goddess. Goddess Callie,
Please, all I would ask is for you guys to follow me at Atari_Elohim on YouTube and Instagram. There is a brother. He's been doing deep investigative work on the ancient sites in California. So I'll be traveling around California, probably beginning of next year as we uncover the ancient sites. Um, I just ask everybody to please anchor your soul, because when we wake up in 3 years, this shit gonna look real different. When we wake up after this solar flash in 3 years, we gonna wake up and 60% of the population is gonna be gone. Okay, we got to know what to do. People have to know what to do, and California gonna be straight. Okay, I already know. I already got my connects to who's gonna turn the water on. He works at the dams. I got my energy connects who work at the energy companies. So the matriarch really has to step it up, because in 3 years we got to turn this motherfucker back on, and we got to keep it running. I'm just saying, in 3 years, when the third dimension is released, and we gonna be looking around, and everybody gonna be like, "Oh shit, we have to know what to do." Right? It's 3 years is not a long time, So, all right, I see some. All right, Elder Mama Tanika. If you follow me on Instagram, please. If you and Callie, please, because I literally have eyes on the people who are in California. I want to connect with the people who are in California, and I have projects that are going to be in California. I literally work on the ley lines. I'm in the quantum field all day long, cleaning up these timelines, sending the energy throughout the grid. So yeah, it's literally California Khalifa Universal Land Restoration Project. is what's going to be going on. There's going to be earth shamans that are going to be coming here, and these lower vibrational motherfuckers going to be leaving, because we got to get this land restored, and we have to get we have to take control of our agriculture and our food, and that's my main goal. Peace and blessings, y'all. Appreciate you guys.
I say, appreciate you guys. We better get out of here. Before we get out of here, Chief, Big Chief Rod Hayes, Pontiac, OG, tell us how we can support you and what you got coming up next. Because you know we got to have a part 2. This one even half. You told me to bring some matriarchs. This one half of them. I still got to get you on with all this. Look, you done started something now. Look. You got coming up next.
It's a lot. Look, there's a lot going on with the women. Right now, I'm doing some reconnaissance for Drea, who's putting together the Women's Healing Retreat. She broadcasting on Matriarch. I forgot the name of her channel, but her show will be on Friday. But you can look her up, Drea Milan, on Facebook. But they putting together the healing retreat. They at the early stages. They got a year to get it done in order for them to converge with what the other matriarchs is doing. And we're gonna be doing a demonstration with Empress Rarebird because she's gonna show all of the other women what to do to restore the jurisdiction back to the tribes. It got to be a consensus of the matriarchs across the land. So she's going to do the first one that's going to be broadcast live for the tribes to see exactly what to do in their general area when they bring the matriarchs together to reclaim their birthright to the land. Somebody had to do a reconnaissance and bring back the way that the women used to assert their jurisdiction following the oral tradition. And under the oral tradition, we have parameters that we follow, and it bypasses the artificial corporation that's been masquerading as our government. So whatever the matriarchs be needing me to do, I'm going to show up and show the fuck out. Because I want this shit to be over. They get on my goddamn nerves. Baby motherfuckers. I'm ready for them to be gone. When they shift the frequency from the Torch Lake event, the ritual is designed to activate the earth for a parasite cleanse. In this parasite cleanse, some of these niggas is going to be grabbing their head because it's going to sound like they got a siren going on in their head. They parasites to the earth. So that the women is going to cut their ass off. It's the self-defense mechanism hardwired into the earth rights in order to ensure that the women had the chemistry and the biology as individual Tesla coils to come together and purge this motherfucker and these parasites. Get rid of their ass so we can have it on earth. Go, sister, go. You ain't got to worry about having to be. You got sisters like Atari gonna speak up for y'all. And then you got these other sisters that's gonna tell y'all exactly what the fuck going on. And we all gotta converge at a central location to activate the global mitochondrial defense mechanism of the planet. It's gonna come across as a Schumann blast. Because it's supposed to be shoe technique. And they didn't put men in there with shoes and mix them two peckers together. That don't match, sword fighting ass niggas. But anyway, let me calm down and get off my soapbox.
Hey man, you good? Hey man, it's Chief Talkers, Matriarch. Look, we at home here, man. Man, I appreciate each one of y'all for tonight. Appreciate your energy. Please support these goddesses. Also, Atari, the goddess in Canada. I don't want to mess up her name. I should have asked Kelly earlier. I don't want to mess up her name. Can you please give that goddess a shout out for me?
She goes by Serenity Lyric.
And tell us how can we support? And how can we support?
She's really private, so she doesn't. She's a very strong sister. I'm talking about. she helps me send the energy throughout the grid, right? Because her can throughout Turtle Island, and she's an Akashic guardian as well, with access to the stargates and everything. But she keeps everything very private.
Well, big, we gonna send
Send the love through Canada, y'all.
yeah, we're gonna send love, most definitely send love to that sister right there, because she holding it down for the matriarch and Canada. Like we connect the north, south, east, west, and she's doing some big things, and everybody needs some help. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you feel like you're alone, and now we, like she said, reverse engineer this obsidian screen to connect us. ET phone home. So yeah, I appreciate each one of y'all tonight. Goddess Mahmoud, if you can go ahead and take us out if you want to, Goddess, and I appreciate everybody in the chat too. Just to let you know, I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody that's really putting, you know what I'm saying, putting the work in, supporting the tribe. That means something, you know what I'm saying? We support a lot of dumb stuff and we get distracted, like Atari said, but we gonna get right and get, you know what I'm saying, get information and work with each other and love each other again. You know what I'm saying? That's the big part of shit. That's what we fighting for. Don't forget what we fighting for. We fighting to get back to that, you know what I'm saying, to that Emerald City. So, all right, Goddess Atari. Any other goddesses that we might have forgot? Like I said, known and unknown. I know I said OJ Yemi, Goddess Neferi. I
Shout
am
out to Mama Callie.
Mama Kali, most deaf. Yo, Mama Kali's coming on part 2. You already know we getting Big Mama on part 2 with Rod. I just had to take it slow. Big, you know, big shout out to Melanated Immortals once again, because this is my everyday. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Neb Tahaka. There's a bunch of guys out here that's putting big shout out to Hawkeye. Big shout out to Vibes. These are a bunch of people that's real warriors out here putting belts to ass. Big shout out to oh man, my young dude. We're gonna do a whole Cali show. My young dude Rick the Rock, Rick the Native in California. He sent me a bunch of foreign currency. I ain't got it right now. He sent me like $1 trillion of foreign currencies. He said, yo, man, we're gonna do a show, man. We're gonna be the bank and we're gonna pass the foreign currency out to the matriarch. He didn't have to do that, bro. He didn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I respect stuff like that. Charity, acts of love, acts of kindness, acts of unity. That's what Goddess Mayat always be talking about. So with that, with nothing else needs to be said, we're gonna drop the mic right there. Goddess Mayat, I'm feeling adventures. Let's take us out with something nice.
All right, y'all. It's been a great night. I saw somebody put in the chat, we need a part 2 on this. We need to have this more often. So hopefully we can get that in on the maps, on the agenda, ongoing. But much gratitude to every one of us who showed up for ourselves, showed up for the universe, showed up for the Orisha Stone session with the Chief Talk and the matriarchs coming to the round table. Ashe.
Shout out to the investors. I almost messed up. You're gonna get me in trouble. Big shout out to the investors. Love all y'all too. Goddess Harriet, big brother Dustin. We gotta shout out to the investors because they be acting like black people don't come together for real. No, we on some big dough. Shout out to the investors, man, because y'all be doing y'all thing for real. And look, everybody that invests, guess what? They got it. What do you feel about your investments? How do you feel about your investments? That's the only thing that's important. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go ahead, Goddess.
Ashe, you put that plug in there.
Much
gratitude. Oh yeah, no, we can't leave them out. They number one, right? So really. So give thanks to everybody. Y'all, we want y'all to know to show up tomorrow. Okay. We got a special session coming through. I ain't going into no details. It ain't for me to do. But at the same time, we want y'all to know to come back tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock, same place, you know, for the Serpent Bearer activation. Y'all know we working with Brother Richard Stone, but he all goes by the Sky Serpent. So all that energy is going to be up in the space tomorrow evening, and it's going to definitely be a sight for all of us. So give thanks to Goddess Kelly Love, who showed up, to Goddess Queen Khalifa Atari Elohim for showing up, for High Priestess Ma'at M. Makaru Amen for showing up for the round table. None other than our very own Chief Pontiac, the Rod Hayes himself, bringing in the frequencies, the tones, the energies, the questions into the space. And then our host with the most 411 to make it all happen for you, us, and we. Orisha Stone. Yeah, give it up for him in the chat, y'all. Much gratitude. So we're going to go ahead and close this space out. Y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll go ahead and close this space out with some announcements. Y'all stay tuned. Write down the dates. I saw in the chat also, I think Priestess Initiate, y'all put in there. How Priestess, did you say something about what you're doing over the next few weeks? She gonna be traveling. You know, nope, she showed in. See, look, she nodded her head no. See, I have to stay on top of her, y'all. That's why I'm who I am, right? Because she got to let you know she might be in your state. I think she's starting out in Philly, right? Baltimore. She's starting out in Baltimore. Then she's going to be traveling to Philly. She's going to be traveling to, I believe, Detroit. She's going to go down to the Carolinas. She's going to be up and down, you know. So we want to make sure y'all visit melanatedimmortals.com. Check out everything that's going on there. So I'm yielding my mic and I'm about to play these announcements. Y'all get your pens and papers out because you might need to know what to know. Peace and love.
Peace.
Welcome to the Orisha Stone, also known as Sky Serpent Announcements, where ancient wisdom, evolutionary knowledge, radiant minerals, sacred jewelry, Olmec artifacts, and ancestral treasures come to life. Stay connected for new elevations, new pieces, and spiritual collections made to honor the past, empower the present, and awaken the future. Tap into live streaming with Orisha Stone, where Matriarch Mondays, Chief Talk, Mineral Report, and Whole Mind Matters bring wisdom, culture, minerals, and whole mind elevation to the community. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Follow Orisha Stone on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Orisha Stone. Discover Orisha Stone, also known as Sky Serpent, people make stones, artifacts, collections, and sacred jewelry pieces. Explore radiant treasures at under Oak Antiques. In the same, continue to support Orisha Stone on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Orisha Stone. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, share, and contribute at Cash App, $Mansa Mu. As we close the 260 Galactic Kin cycle on 260, Yellow Cosmic Sun, the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment invites us to illuminate the lessons, release the old patterns, and enter meditation with clarity, completion, and divine renewal. Join Neb Taharka for the sacred closing of this solar activation into the new 260 Galactic Kin cycle. Melanated Immortals making evolution is shifting over the melanin dominant population. Join High Priestess Ma'at M. Makaru Amen and the Mimic family for live streams every Friday at 7 p.m. and on Sundays at 6 p.m. for the Melanin Frequency Vigils and more. melanatedimmortals.com and follow and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Melanated Immortals, at Womb Evolution, and at Melanin Frequency. Join us September the 18th through the 20th for the 8th annual Melanin Frequency Convergence in the Georgia Blue Ridge Mountains. Yes, come magnetize, unify, and transmit with the melanated immortals during the fall equinox, through sacred gatherings, through restoration, connection, and purpose. This is more than an event. It is remembrance, it is renewal, and it is a collective elevation. Thank us so much for showing up for ourselves and the universe. Are you enjoying the expressions divined by Free Reality and MBR LLC? Every creation is uniquely inspired, spiritually guided, and designed to uplift, inspire, and transform us holistically. Thank you for supporting conscious creativity, sacred designs, and the Free Reality movement. For my services, your feedback, and your support, connect with me at freereality@yahoo.com, or you can send a contribution for what you have seen and experienced through Cash App, $Free Reality. Thank us all for showing up for Orisha Stone. Continue to come through and support Orisha Stone as he aims to stand in the gaps for each and every one of us out of the changes we want to see in ourselves and others. Life stones being chiseled and put through the fire. It's through shaking and breaking, and we gain the knowledge to build, to enlighten, and to evolve above the predictions and programs that no longer serve us. Peace to the universe, and please make sure you come back soon.